This is what Joe and other people have been wanting. It just happened a few minutes ago. Here we go. AMC CEO Adam Aaron said the 17-day, 30-day theatrical window are too short. They're actively talking to studios about keeping movies in theaters longer. The goal is to keep movies in theaters for at least 45 days. We would like to convince all major studios that they should keep movies in theaters longer.
Okay, you know what? I agree with the statement, but AMC CEO Adam Aaron really needs to swallow some teeth because the shortened theatrical windows are his fault. He was the first major CEO from a theater chain to sign these deals with the studios. It's happening because of him.
And you know what?
It's true what he's saying. It's true what he's saying.
I have a
but it's his fault.
I have a response already. This is what the theater is saying. The CEO of a theater chain is saying. This is not what the studios are saying, because what Joe and other people are missing is they are making some money on VOD. Yeah, they are doing it. If I was going to play hardball with AMC, I'd be like, well, then you need to renegotiate at the percentages after the 2 weeks, because we go direct to consumer on VOD and we might make more.
But so they won't. But they
don't know that.
We've learned that time and again.
Times have changed, Joe.
Nope.
We had a crazy mad debate on this.
And I won. Times have changed for the worse.
No, some people like VOD.
Yeah, some people
like VOD, not everyone.
Some people like it, but that doesn't put more money in their pockets.
Like, they really need to try and optimize as much box office potential as they can. I think, honestly, they need to stay in theaters for like maybe 60 days before they start doing
it's not one size fits all. If you do that for every movie, you're going to cause some movies to lose money.
Max, you're talking and words
how are you losing money by staying in the theater longer?
It depends on the project. If you have a movie that's like, for instance, Captain America: Brave New World, they should not keep this movie in theater 60 days.
Why? There's no competition. There's no competition. Would be the most
foolish thing they could possibly do.
Going to VOD will give it some opportunity. A shorter window, and VOD will give it more opportunity to make.
Look at Mufasa. Mufasa has been on VOD for a couple of weeks and is still making millions in theaters.
That's because it's well received. A good movie that's making consistent money and doesn't have that drop. If you have a drop as significant as Captain America: Brave New World, you should reconsider your VOD data.
Most Marvel movies haven't that much of a drop.
Mufasa just hit VOD like a week ago, and that movie opened in December.
Yeah, and it didn't have the drop that Captain America did.
What are you talking about?
Mufasa didn't have a second weekend drop like
Captain America. Mufasa went the opposite way. It had a shitty first weekend and then gained traction because nothing else was out. Same thing's going to probably happen with Captain America because there's no competition.
No.
There's no competition. The one thing we've learned from Disney over the last couple of years with Elemental, Little Mermaid, Mufasa, is these movies had legs. They didn't open strong, but they performed steadily and they made quite a handy little profit.
You're going to cost these projects. They can make some decent movie while it's still fresh on VOD. If you wait 60 days for Captain America, it's not going to make any money on VOD.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
The movie does better in VOD.
By your logic, the VHS rental industry wouldn't have worked in the 80s because you waited 90 days? That was too long. Nobody's interested after 90 days. You didn't have
the competition for your eyes and for entertainment like you do now.
What competition?
Video games, streaming.
Video games aren't competition. Video games is another medium.
For the younger
generation, you're out of your mind right there.
No, for entertainment, for your eyes, for your time. There's so much entertainment now that there's not that we had.
That's like saying the movies back in the 80s were competing with my G.I. Joe action figures because it was all entertainment.
No.
Yeah, two different things. Apples and oranges.
No.
It has been proven before that movies do even better on VOD and streaming service after having a good run in theaters.
Exactly.
It's happened more than once.
Depending on the movie, DL. Depending on the movie.
Dude, Red One is not that good of a film, but it had a decent run in theaters. But what happened when it went to VOD
Bullshit!
and
It's
streaming?
a great movie. Just came out on
Red
4K.
One is a great movie. I will agree with that.
Just hit 4K. Wonderful movie.
Now, I would say if a movie's doing good and the numbers hold second to third weekend, then you should probably
It
consider
still was the number one
Along
movie for 2 weeks, like Mama Bear says.
Captain America. The cinema score, the results, and the big drop is not good.
Cinema score means nothing.
It means something.
No, it doesn't. It used to, not anymore.
This movie with the reception, even though I enjoyed Captain America 4, keeping it 60 days in theatrical, no, bad idea.
Nope.
Oh,
Taking it out would be a bad idea.
It's a bad idea to optimize as much money as possible in the theaters before it starts going to VOD.
You're assuming they are not. You're assuming
the VOD money will be there, whether it's goes to VOD in 1 week or 3 months. The same amount of money will be there.
You're assuming that they don't make comparable funds on VOD.
They don't.
Keeping it in the theater, like keeping Captain America in the theater where its numbers are dropping drastically. Where they like, oh, it's on VOD already? I could watch that now.
Yeah, and make less money.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Also, it's going to go straight to Disney Plus too. So how much is the VOD?
No, it goes to the big change from when VOD and day and date. Day and date is different than VODs. So all the streamers, when they tried day and date during the pandemic, they saw that it did not drive as many new subscribers, and there was churn. People would just go to the next streaming service. So they adapted and they shortened some theatrical windows on some movies and did VOD and then on your streaming service. So it's very rare that a movie goes to right now, DL, that a Disney movie goes from theater to Disney Plus. It goes from theater to VOD, then to Disney Plus. They don't do the theater then to Disney Plus anymore because they weren't making money on VOD either that way.
Do you think Avatar would do the same strategy?
No.
Avatar is a different project. The first two movies made $1 billion each. And
I'm sorry, $2 billion.
This is why Disney is the best studio, because Disney doesn't do this crap. Disney never does this crap anymore. Ever since Iger came back, that was a JPEG thing. JPEG was rushing these things off to VOD and Disney Plus, and then Iger came back and said, no, and not a single Disney movie has been rushed off to VOD since.
Well, Avatar, first off, James Cameron will never let that happen. But if Avatar significantly underperforms, they should consider putting the VOD. But James Cameron's not going to have it. But I'm uncertain if Avatar 3 is going to be as successful, anywhere near as successful as the first two.
Oh, Max, come on!
I don't.
We're both the Avatar guys. Are you really doubting him at this point?
It has to still feel fresh. Is Avatar 3 going to bring enough fresh ideas where it's just not going to feel like a retread of 1 and 2? I don't know.
Even so, both of those movies made over $2 billion.
There was a big gap between the first two. Now you don't have that significant gap. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it made the money.
I hate the Avatar movies, and even I know that Avatar 3 is going to make $1 billion no matter what. It's James Cameron. That guy, I don't know. He must have pictures of the devil and a goat or something, because he's got some kind of clout.